Go back further. What do you see?
Shadows. Mist. Too many shadows.
Try. Look beyond the shadows.
There's a girl. Beyond the mist. In the mist. Behind it. She's walking up and down slowly. She's seen me. She's saying something to me. I can't hear what.
Are you going to follow her?
I shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't.
But I have to, don't I? I'm going in after her.
Where?
Small room. Very small. Iron bedstead. Chair. Mirror. Clothes on the floor. No wardrobe. But there's no time to look. No time. No time to look.
What now? Tell me.
I've got one hand round her neck. And in my other hand...
What?
Oh, I can't see. That's too much, Wade.
There. There. Nearly time. What can you see now?
She's dead. She's more than dead. And there's something on the mirror.
What?
Some words. They're wet and runny.
What do they say?
My knife is nice and sharp.
I think you ought to rest a little now. Come back. It's time. Come back.
Jemima Shore's office. Oh, hello, Si. No, I'm afraid she's not in yet. Well, I don't think she'll be in for quite a bit, actually. I expect she's still in a coma. Well, she was at the British Psychiatric Association something or other last night. Hang on, what was it? Distinguished Achievement Dinner. Well, she wants to do a show on psychiatry. Yeah. All right, I'll tell her. Bye.
No, stop. You'll kill her. Dead? Run. Dead.
Hey. Norman, you all right?
Hello. Yes, nothing to worry about. Sorry if I disturbed you. Nightmare.
Now, you'd think a shrink would be free from nightmares.
Really? And I've got a hangover. Look at the time. Why'd you let me sleep so late? I've got to go.
Oh, shall I call you from the office?
Well, no. I've imposed on you too much already. You've got to go.
What about this story of yours?
What story?
You said you'd tell me some sort of scandal you wanted me to help you expose on my show.
Did I say that?
You did.
Yes, well, I get a bit like that when I've had a few too many, you know. I don't get as many dues like last night's anymore. You're very attractive. I had to think of something that might interest you and me. I have to be honest, I was drunk, rambling. I disgraced myself. I'm sorry.
I don't believe you, Norman.
It's the truth. Psychiatrists are terrible liars. They have to be. Thanks for the bed.
Megalith television, please. Psychiatry, psychology have all the trappings of sciences. But are the shrinks indeed scientists, or are they 20th century witch doctors?
Good question, love. My wife's been under a shrink.
She come up for air yet?
Now even more confused than ever. She won't make a move if he doesn't approve. She don't know her own mind anymore. Goes out all the time, starts all sorts of hobbies, says she's searching for her true identity.
You think that's bad?
No, been telling her the same sort of thing myself. And she's no good at any of it. The only thing she's good at is cooking.
Oh, you wanted to stay at home and do the cooking?
No, I don't. I want us to open a restaurant.
Look, at this moment in time, I don't really know. Look, can I ring you back on that? Thanks, bye. Jemima Shore's office. Oh, Bill. Yeah, well, it's a programme on psychiatry. Yeah. OK, thanks. Thank goodness you're here. What? Si's coming down. Oh! Well, did you achieve anything distinguished last night?
Oh, pretty much turn-off time. Lousy food, lots of bewildering speeches, very little charisma on view.
What, not even a sexy someone to make it worthwhile?
Look, I've dictated a few notes for a possible show. Get them typed up. We'll try them out on Si.
Yes.
Oh, Cherry. Put this on the index, would you?
Mm-hmm. Norman Ziegler, eh?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it'll be nice to have another Z. Richard Zanuck will be pleased. He's had to live with Zoo and Zambian Airlines. You met him last night, I suppose. Is he a shrink? Tell you a few home truths, did he? Kept you up late?
I have nothing to say.
Well, I'm just trying to be a true colleague and confidant.
Yeah, Cherry, listen. I want you to find everything on Norman Ziegler.
Tinker to Taylor, 10:20. Ziegler's just driven back to Woodside. I'm returning to base.
Well,
what?
I am waiting for your reaction to my outline.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was waiting for you.
Oh, come on, Si. Is it a good idea or not?
I don't know yet. Does it matter to you?
Does it matter to me? It may turn out to be boring.
Oh, with you, darling? Surely not.
Do you think we should go ahead?
Well, I didn't think it was worth going ahead with the one about the animals, but you did. And I ended up joining the RSPCA. Look, I trust you, darling. God knows I have to.
I'm saying, Si, that I am not sure about Jemima Shore investigates the inner mind. I don't see any angle on it yet, any specific area to study.
Well, then don't do it.
No, it's not that I don't think I should do it.
No, don't do it. If you don't think you
But I do. I do.
You do?
Yes, I do. OK, come on, let's get the ball rolling.
Good. Anything else?
No.
Good. Always glad to be of help.
I'll be there in 10 minutes. Have my scotch ready, there's a dear. And patch me through to Norman Ziegler.
Ziegler?
Hello, Norman.
Oh, hello. How was Washington?
Lots of closed doors. But how goes the great work? We need your report for the Security Commission.
I can't go any faster. I'll damage the patient.
The case, Norman. He's the case. I see you didn't go straight back to Woodside after the BPA do.
How the hell do you know?
Why is the sky blue, Norman?
Are my phones tapped too?
Jemima Shore, eh?
She's a beautiful woman.
She's also a damn good investigative journalist. I'm surprised at you, letting someone like that get hold of you. What did she want?
Doing a program about psychiatry. Wanted me to be one of the participants. Sounded natural. I'm fairly well...
Yes, Norman. Of course you are. I know what your work means to you, how much you want to publish an update. And that's why I'm worried. You didn't get carried away with her, did you? In the wrong direction? You didn't leave her until 9:30 in the morning.
So?
So, I wish she wanted to have me on her program. Anything else we need to talk about?
I don't think so.
Well, if you do, talk to me, Norman. Okay? Ah, I'm here. Scotch is waiting. Toodaloo. What did she want?
A program about psychiatry. Wanted me to be one of the participants. Sounded natural. I'm fairly well...
Yes, Norman. Of course you are. I know what your work means to you, how much you want to publish an update. And that's why I'm worried. You didn't get carried away with her, did you? In the wrong direction? You didn't leave her until 9:30 in the morning.
So?
So, I wish she wanted to have me on her program. Anything else we need to talk about?
I don't think so.
Well, if you do, talk to me, Norman. Okay? Ah, I'm here. Scotch is waiting. Toodaloo.
Hello, Greg. Here we go again, eh?
How much longer do you reckon, Norman?
Whoa, hard to say. It's not up to me.
Not to me either, is it, Norman?
Watch the light. Follow the light. You're now under my control, and you will stay under my control until I let you go. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Follow the light. You're not Gregory Kern now, are you? Not for a while.
No.
Who are you, then?
I don't know.
You're Jack, aren't you? You call yourself Jack.
You must be mistaken, Governor.
Sorry, there's a fault on the line. I'll report it for you.
Oh. Well, could you please give me the subscriber's address? The name is Dr. Norman Ziegler. That's Z-I...
I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to give that information.
But this is urgent.
I'm sorry.
Listen, my dear, what's your name?
I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to give that information.
Well, then, would you please put me on to your supervisor?
Just one moment, please.
Thank you. Hello? Hello? Overdue. Investigation into the telephone system. I don't know where he finds the time to do any shrinking. His phone's permanently busy.
Ziegler?
Yes. Now then, where's this famous book of his on violence?
It's out of print.
Oh. Well, get it from the library then, or a file copy from the publisher. Why the hell is he so difficult to track down?
All right, Greg. It's time now. Come back. Come back.
You don't want Greg back. He doesn't want to come back.
You look lactin 10 cc's. Greg. Greg. Listen to me.
Greg likes it here. He likes our little games. He's got me to play with. He likes it here. He doesn't want to come back. He likes it here, far away. He likes it here.
All right, Norman. I'm here. What is it?
We can't subject him to this anymore. He's spending more time in this other personality than as himself.
What was Gregory Kern before you took him in hand? Wage earner, happy or otherwise? Devoted husband and father? Athlete? Musician? Student? Did he contribute in some way to the welfare of the nation? Think of what you're doing for him, Norman. You're giving him a role in society. And think what this could mean to the department and to the country. You're turning a crazed beast into a security operative that makes the average SAS captain look like the leader of my daughter's brownie pack.
Dr. Hahn.
Over the jumps, like before the race.
Yes.
My voice is good. I've done lots of radio, but I've never been on the cameras. It's very exciting.
Yes, fine. Now, just generally, how do you define your roles, your attitudes?
Very, very difficult to say. There are two sides, two modes to my life, and two sides or modes to those sides or modes, maybe more. There is first my academic work, my pushing at the frontiers, as you know from my published work. This, of course, is most exclusively related to existence analysis, as Franco called it. Then there is my relationship with my patients.
The guinea pigs?
I would not call them guinea pigs. White mice is more appropriate. Aha! Perhaps that's a little joke we could use for the cameras.
Yes, well, anything's possible.
You see, when I refer to white mice...
Psychobabble. Why you call it psychobabble, he says. Because it's abstruse jargon that only you people understand, I said. Nonsense, my dear, he says. And starts to tell me in words of less than one syllable, and I still didn't understand. Child of 3 could understand. Go get me a child of 3, then. I don't understand.
Well, surely the important thing about psychiatry is that nobody understands it, and the psychiatrists want to keep it that way. Isn't that the point of your program, Jemima? Psychiatry doesn't work.
Well, you can't just say that, Si.
What about Freud's fraud? Jemima Shore investigates the greatest causes...
Si, just look at my outline, would you, please?
Okay. Aggression, violence, psychotherapy. If psychotherapy worked, there wouldn't be any. What was it the psychologist said? The schizophrenic builds his castles in the air, and the psychiatrist lives in them.
Very good.
Expose them, Jemima. Expose them. It's my opinion they're all taking backhanders from the Swiss tranquilizer companies. And here's another angle. Find out how much your famous people pay their analysts. Get Woody Allen in New York right now. I've got his latest telephone number in the office. Look, it's a big subject, Jemima. You're onto a great story here.
Thanks a lot, Si.
Yeah, take him to the cleaners. Make it a two-hander. The anxiety makers. Yeah, from the genitals to the Purple Heart. Yes. Come on, keep up there, girls. We're on to a good story.
What's with him?
Executive fantasizing. We're still at square one.
Not quite. They said it couldn't be done.
But, oh, wonderful.
Yeah, it took some finding. He had a good title.
The Roots of Violence.
But Harold Robbins, it ain't.
Listen, anything more on Norman yet?
Yeah. He was young, he was brilliant. He did some amazing work rehabilitating juvenile delinquents.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Then what?
Who knows? Vanished from the scene.
Well, that doesn't make sense. He was at that thing the other night.
The last entry in the file's nearly 4 years old.
I can't find an address for him and I can't get through on the phone.
Ah, but I've turned up somebody who ought to be able to shed a little light.
Who's that?
Mrs. Ziegler.
A wife?
An ex-wife.
Mrs. Ziegler?
Mrs. Keith now, actually.
Oh.
And it's Irene, Miss Shore.
Jemima, thanks for coming. Sorry I'm late.
There are staff cuts pending. My head of department gets to choose who goes, and she's after your autograph. Plus, why turn down a free lunch?
Meaning you have no interest in talking about your ex-husband?
There's a line in a book I remember from college. All's well that ends. Not ends well, just ends.
Well, let's get started, shall we? On the free lunch, at least. If you like, we'll just talk about, well, anything.
Originally, we were like bookends. You know, both concerned about the same things, but from different areas. Violence, problems of the young offender.
All very laudable.
But it got so he could see nothing else. I mean, he couldn't talk about the cup final without exploring the underlying psychotic principles of the game. Then he began regressing his patients and discovered a talent for hypnosis.
Taking them back to earlier times in their lives.
That's right, a sort of living action replay. He's a brilliant man, of course. But the crunch came when he tried to experiment on me, put me under.
Were you having a breakdown or something?
No, nothing like that. In fact, I think he was. He got terribly, deeply offended, as if I was rejecting him.
And his breakdown?
Where you or I would just crack up. I mean, he just sort of took the breakdown on board, as it were. But then he's never really believed in madness as such.
So he didn't have any treatment himself?
He began writing The Roots of Violence this time. He started regressing people back to the cradle. In some cases, he said he actually went beyond the cradle, into some sort of past lives these people had had, as though they were reincarnations of other people.
I read The Roots of Violence. He doesn't go into that at all.
I expect he was saving it for his next book.
Could he have made an important breakthrough, have some really big story?
I'm sorry, I can't update you on that at all. You see, after that... Just say, our relationship deteriorated completely.
So you don't know where he is now?
But his publisher might.
No. Well, the book's out of print, so there are no royalty payments to send him.
Oh.
And he hasn't been in touch since he moved. The last address is the flat, which he sold.
Well, what about the professional organisation? Surely he's listed there.
Same thing. Old news. And there's still a fault on the phone line. It's mysterious, isn't it?
In it, indeed. The only thing to do, my dear Cherry, is to try and pull some rank.
Which rank?
My tame MP. Still on that Parliamentary Security Commission, isn't he? Hello, hello. Tom Amius, please. I heard your speech on the wireless.
Did you? Good. Did you like it?
Not much. A bit wet.
Well, problem was I kept identifying with the opposition. It's rather better in Hansard, in fact.
Any luck with my little problem yet?
Yes, manner of speaking. The reason you can't find him listed anywhere or get through on the phone is that he's doing highly secret work for the country.
What?
Any approach to him has to be processed through the proper channels.
Okay, so how do I get processed?
Miss Shore. Hello. Sterling Stanley.
How do you do?
Do sit down.
Thank you.
So good to see you. I very much admire your programs.
Well, it's good to meet a civil servant who watches television.
Well, I'm not actually a civil servant.
Oh?
Well, of course I am, in a way, but...
But then again, national security is too important to be left to civil servants.
I wouldn't dream of saying such a thing. They do a marvelous job. We all do.
Of course. Now, I want you to arrange an interview with Norman Ziegler.
I'm sorry, Miss Shore, but that's out of the question.
But I understood you were to process my request.
Officially, Miss Shore, Dr. Ziegler is not under our banner, so how could we?
But you fund the Woodside Clinic, and he's its executive director and resident psychotherapist.
Officially, Miss Shore, Dr. Ziegler runs a private clinic. Any work that he does for us is purely contractual.
And yet I can't talk to him.
Unfortunately, the terms of that contract forbid him to grant access to any representatives of the media.
Well, then in heaven's name, why are we going through this charade? Why bother to talk to me?
Because we know your work. And I want to tell you that you have our 100% support and cooperation in any area that we're at liberty to generally discuss on the air. We would like you to do a program.
I'm not turning out some propaganda show to make your department, or whatever it is, look good. Lull the audience into a false state of security.
There's the key word.
False?
Very good. Of course, I meant security.
Yes, well, I can see I'm the one wasting time. I mean, either I make the show you want, or I make no show at all.
That's not the way to look at it. Can you make the program you want about, say, our current surveillance and monitoring strategies?
You mean spying?
Or, should they exist, policies to ensure domestic stability in the event of a general strike? I could go on.
You equate Dr. Ziegler's work with such extreme scenarios.
He wouldn't have a contract with us otherwise.
It's extraordinary.
He's an extraordinary man. Now, about the program, Shore.
Yes, Mr. Stanley, obviously I'm going to have to give the whole idea more thought.
And I can assure you of our complete cooperation at all times. And of course it will do your own personal career no harm at all, though I know that would be your very last consideration.
Yes. It's public knowledge that the Woodside Clinic is a treatment centre for the criminally insane, so why the secrecy?
The type of treatment he's using? Mental vivisection, or brainwashing, programming them in some way.
Right, and as he can't talk about it, it can't be very nice. But I'll tell you what, whatever it is he's doing, we've got a cracking story.
Oi! Miss! Oi, miss, what's this on the telly?
You talking to me?
Get the programme about skulls!
No.
Want to?
If you're still fond of Norman, I think he's in trouble. And I don't know anyone but you who can help me get to him. They'd let you through, surely, his former wife.
No, no.
Irene, you can trust me. There's something you haven't told me.
He was working with prisoners. Some of them convicted murderers. He seemed to cure them with his therapy. He even got some of them out of prison at weekends, on his bond, as it were.
Yes?
Well, we were splitting up at the time, and I'd been seeing another man. I don't know if Norman knew. I don't know if it would have come to anything.
What happened?
One of Norman's patients went berserk. Killed him.
Killed him?
They covered it up. That's the hold they have over Norman.
Keep the music going. Let him run down. I'll be back.
Jemima Shore's office.
Jemima, Norman Ziegler.
Oh, hold on a minute. It's Ziegler.
Norman, I've been trying to get you.
They've got my phone bugged. Jammed my private line so no calls come in. Even been telling me like some spy show.
Well, where are you now?
Listen.
Yes.
I'm going to get out of this mess. No matter what, I have to talk to somebody.
Norman, if it isn't me, I'll sue for breach of promise.
Later then. There? I don't know exactly when I'll be able to get away.
Norman? Well, I don't know. But I'm curious as 10 dead cats.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Come on now, Greg. We're going to put a stop to this.
Don't want to go. Prig likes it here.
It's all over, Greg. It's finished.
No. I like it here. I want to see the girl again.
For your sake and for my sake, Greg, you understand? No more games.
It's all in the game, is it?
You know it has. You know who you are.
Yeah.
Good. Come.
Yeah!
One too many, eh?
Why didn't he contact me?
He drove off with the ambulance and security people. We'll try to help find him, I suppose.
How far could Kern get? What sort of shape was he in?
Dr. Ziegler crossed him, sir.
Run the last tape.
Katie, don't forget, dooby-dooby-doo. Okay, see you next week. Bye.
Patty? You there? Patty? Patty? Oh my God! No!
Hello?
Greg? Greg? What have I done to you?
Hi, you know this man?
Yes. He's my patient.
Rather him than me.
Who's running this operation?
At the moment I am. Okay, I was.
I want a D7 red on this. Take the girl and make her comfortable. My men will look after him. Leave one man on guard till my people arrive, otherwise you chaps can hop it.
I was afraid of this. I tried to warn you.
They ran the tape. You practically provoked him into it.
I had to put an end to it.
You put an end to it, all right.
What is it?
Back to Woodside. Sedate him so he won't wake up for a month. Now, Norman, we're going to have to figure the best way out of this. For both of us.
I thought you changed your mind
I
again.
couldn't get here earlier.
You look terrible.
Kern's sedated in his room. He should be safe.
No sign of Dr. Ziegler yet?
No.
I want Ziegler to go with Kern to the maximum security base in Scotland. I've arranged for Dr. Ziegler's patients to be transferred immediately. Get them ready.
So.
I've got a glass, you know.
I like drinking milk out of the bottle. Jemima?
Yes?
Jemima, ask me why I'm late.
Why are you late?
There's been a murder.
What?
Only no one will read about it in their papers tomorrow morning or ever. A very brutal murder. A Ripper-style murder, even down to the writing on the looking glass. My knife is nice and sharp.
Why won't we read about it ever?
They put out a D7 red on it.
Security clampdown. Who? C12, Stanley's department.
Yes, if you were to investigate and they told you anything. Off the record, they'd say that it was a black girl who was killed, that there might be a racial element in it, they don't want copycat killings, other crazies sharpening their knives.
Yes, but that wouldn't be true.
No, it wouldn't be true.
How do you know about it?
The man they found still with the victim is called Gregory Kern. He's one of my patients.
Oh, God.
Undoubtedly, he's the murderer. But it wasn't Kern who did it. In fact, I might as well have held the knife.
What do you mean?
I've been regressing my patients, taking them back under hypnosis to earlier parts of their lives. And to my amazement, past lives, other people's memories began to appear.
Surely that's not possible.
Will you just listen? One of those past lives began to take Kern over. It was as if, under hypnosis, Kern's body and mind became a sort of carrier, a host to some bizarre parasite who died 100 years ago, but who still lived on in Kern's memory. I brought him back. Jack the Hoxton Ripper.
My knife is nice and sharp.
Yes. And now he's killed again through Kern.
Where's the proof?
Tapes, transcripts, details of all the experiments.
You've got tapes of Kern under hypnosis.
Yes.
The Ripper's living diary, his own story.
It didn't get quite that far. The proof is the girl's body. Match that with the police files of 100 years ago.
Why didn't you get that far?
Jemima.
Norman, we have to have those tapes.
Jemima. You're worse than Stanley.
If you want to make reparation, then do it publicly. Tell the world about it. Expose the department and Stanley. There's more to it, isn't there? More than you've told me so far. I read your book.
Huh.
I found it very moving.
Moving?
Pain that cannot cure falls drop by drop upon the heart until...
Until there comes wisdom through the awful grace of God.
Aeschylus.
Yes, you're right, Jemima. It is moving. You take the tapes and the rest of my work. You'll be able to put the story together well enough.
Thank you.
Make sure that I really make something out of it, too. Most everyone's gone. They've taken everything. Stanley hasn't wasted any time. There's nothing we can use now.
We've got you, Norman. You can
This
tell
is where they
us
said. Not very pleasant. Follow the light. Back. Go back. This is Jack's favorite tune. I used music to stimulate them back into the past. Back. Go back. If only we could. Not to repeat the past. Not to understand the past. But to change it.
Norman. Shh. Norman, I think we should go.
What?
I think...
I can't escape, Jemima. You said you talked to Irene. Did she tell you about her lover?
Yes. She wasn't sure if you knew.
Oh, I knew very well indeed. Which is why I became an ex-lover.
She said he was killed by one of your patients.
That's what Stanley said. That's what they all believed. I killed him, Jemima.
You?
It was Stanley who persuaded me how important my work was. How inconvenient it would be if I told the truth. After all, a man has killed before. He is. We made a pact. Like Faust. But instead of regressing Greg and the others, I suppose I should have been treating myself, taking myself back. Me. Back. Go back. I want to go back to Mama Patricia. I want to go back.
Norman.
I want to go back.
Norman.
I want to go back. I want to go back. I want to go back.
Help me, lady. Help if you'd be so kind.
You're certainly a persistent little thing.
How can you do all this to other human beings?
Kern and the others were all violent offenders, some of them murderers. In the past, such people would have been killed by the state, or chained away for life, or drugged into a permanent coma, or had bits of their brains cut away. In any case, they died, or an essential part of them died. Dr. Ziegler's treatment was the most humane I've come across.
What do you do to them when they're finished with here? What is their eventual use to you?
I'm afraid that's privileged information, Miss Shore.
Yes, even so, I've got quite a story.
Have you? You have evidence, do you? Witnesses? What you have, Miss Shore, is a science fiction story based on absolutely no reality whatsoever.
We couldn't make it stand up, Jemima. It's right outside our terms of reference. Like they used to say, it's bigger than both of us. Much bigger.
Yes, but Si, this way nobody knows. It's my job to tell people.
I'll make damn sure that somebody I know knows. All right? Come on, I'll buy you that drink.